According to the Washington Post, more than 1,000 people have been killed in police shootings across America in the past year. So how do we move toward a place of more safety and less violence and heal from the mental health aspects of these shootings? Retired NYPD Chief of Detectives Robert Boyce and Director at the University of Connecticut Health Disparities Institute, Wisdom Powell, are here to unpack this for us. Robert, Wisdom, thank you both for joining us.
Morning.
Thank you for having me.
So, Robert, I'll start with you. As a leader in the policing community, what is your reaction to these deadly police shootings and the numbers that we're hearing?
I think, Diane, the most of it has to do with mentally ill persons dealing with them in the street and have a societal failure that these incidents went down to the street cop to handle, which should have been taken before, which should have been handled much long before this. So I think we see a change across the country in the wake of George Floyd, and we need national leadership so we can have national policy on policing, and that's where we should be headed.
And I'm curious to get your reaction to that story out of Bridgewater with the two teens that were fighting and one gets pinned down while the other is allowed to just sit on a couch. What did you make of that whole thing?
I think it's a horrible optic, and I was surprised by it. It's when you see something like that and you're thrown into chaos and you react. I think the one officer handled it a lot better, obviously, when you can see. And it just makes police look bad. And unfortunately, it's a bad situation. The other male should have been handcuffed as well, and then probably not with that level of force.
Wisdom, how do deadly police encounters affect not just the family and friends of those directly involved, but also the broader communities that then these officers and their partners have to continue policing?
I think that these encounters diminish community trust in policing, and they minimize opportunities for there to be community and police relationships that are healthy. And I think that it's difficult for communities to look away from these kinds of incidents because we are seeing them on repeat, right? We're seeing them on social media, we're seeing them in the news. So it makes it even more difficult for people to sort of push them out of their imaginations, not that they should, in fact. I think that what we have here, as we know, and I'm so glad to hear Robert mention this, is a design flaw. The reason that we're in this conundrum isn't just because police officers are responding in ways that are not so helpful. It's because we have a structural disinvestment in mental health care delivery systems, which mean police are often the first responders. And that's really inappropriate. It's unfair to law enforcement officers, and it's unfair to the community.
And Robert, these cases also spark a conversation about police accountability. And so while Derek Chauvin was on trial for the murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis, just a few blocks over, Officer Kim Potter shot and killed 20-year-old Daunte Wright at a traffic stop. Both Chauvin and Potter have been convicted. So what's your reaction to those verdicts? Do you think that change is moving in the right direction? And what more change would you like to see?
Your actions in the street could get you in big trouble. You're doing one thing 1 second, next thing you're in a fight for your life. So everybody in law enforcement knows that. You're trained to do that. More training, of course, is always better. But we need a national standards, and we don't have them. We need things like chokeholds and has to be outlawed throughout the country. They're not. Some agencies still have them. Restraints also has to change across the country. It needs to be done, and sooner rather than later.
All right. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but I thank you both for your analysis and your insights. And this, of course, was just a snapshot of the state of race in America. The conversation will continue, and our aim here at ABC News Live is to keep the conversation going.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.